that's what I'm
Zach, I
not
feel
gonna
like you
do.
don't get credit.
Yo,
Just like with the Canelo
wait.
thing,
One
they
quick
talking
question,
about
Jacob. Chill,
he
real
could
quick,
have
real
cut off
quick.
the ring and
Yo,
shit.
Yeah.
Tio, yo. So did His Excellency like actually speak to you about your performance?
No. He never even gave me. Look, to be frank with y'all, we didn't even get to go back in the fucking excuse my language, but we didn't even get to go back in the arena. I'm not gonna. His Excellency is doing his part. He got so many things they got to host on. Okay. However, if I'm doing the most, which I did, right, and showing the most, which we accomplished. I just feel like
Right.
treat the champion in that regard the highest. But who do they show afterwards is Haney and Dev and Bill. They show him after the fight. They show him after their fight. And I think that a lot of this is intertwined to something else. If you guys go back to Lil Yachty and Tank, Tank talks about how, he heard that Turkey said that Haney is his guy.
Yeah.
If you go back into those
I
interviews.
mean, he did say that. He did say that. I
Yo,
see
Yeah,
that
I
All
part.
do.
right.
I
but
So
Tio,
so
don't
if
you think?
if Haney is his guy and they want me to go that way, is it like basically stating out without stating that I'm meant to lose while I'm over there? The only way I get the win
Exactly.
is by knocking him out, and that's what Tank said too. And Tank is a knockout artist, right?
Yeah, I think Punch.
So Tio, so what you're saying, that guy I was trying to say before, is that you don't see that things will be on an even playing field as we speak over there, because you would have to do above and beyond, which, like you said, probably having to knock them out.
The only way we get the job done is by knocking him out. And I'm
And
not
you
and I'm
seen
not taking
Perez
away
be
I'm not taking
a
away
dominant.
from the my skill set. However, call a
We know
spade
what
call a
it is.
spade a spade.
Now you mentioned about the principle. You signed a 3-fight deal. You
Yep.
did your part. You carried the whole damn promotion. We know that. Ain't nobody
Mhm.
blind to that. And you had the performance of the night while the other two flunkies failed.
Mhm.
And so you're now expecting to be treated as, hey, I did my part above and beyond, but now you're treating me like I'm, your third stepson over here. Is
I
that where we're at right now?
I no, it's not even that. Like I don't want to put more bad mouth on anyone. His Excellency carries a lot of weight in the sport of boxing, so I can't say that. However, what I could say is that things just weren't met contractually. We agreed on it. We signed and sealed it. I was possibly the only fighter that had fight 2 and 3 lined up, and things fell apart. That's not my fault. It's everyone on that side. And I did get upset. I said some things that were profound, things that I shouldn't have said, but I apologize as a man, took it on the chin. But I rather leave it as that than entertain it
Yo,
once more.
Them people over at Fight Hype is straight disgusting. It should be embarrassed to hear them scramble to try to make up excuses for this guy. Something's weird over there at Fight Hype, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I strongly believe Fight Hype is owned by Floyd. Because all the weird stuff they do and how they go out of their way to try to trash Devin Haney. But anyways, Teofimo Lopez. Man, he retarded. T.O. is retarded, man. You know, I tell people, man, listening is obviously a skill that has faded. Because I think people hear words, but people really don't listen. If you listen to what T.O. said, none of that stuff make no sense. He gave 3 excuses. And all of them cancel each other out. First of all, if you believe that Turkey Al-Sheikh said Devin Haney is his man, and therefore you believe that you're going to get set up or whatever or whatnot, and blase splees or whatever, whatnot. So basically implying that you don't trust Turkey because they probably team Haney or something like that, or they might do something to you or something like that, or Turkey pulled you out there to set you up or some stuff like that. Because that's what he's saying. If that's the case, then you talk about being set up and taking a loss, but yet you want to fight Boots. I'm sorry. Isn't that going to be set up by the same person that you said is trying to set you up with Devin Haney? So what's the difference? And it's not like Boots can't do what Devin Haney can do to you. It's not like Boots can't do it. So if he's trying to set you up with Devin Haney, what makes you think he wouldn't try to set you up with a Jerron Boots Ennis? And you can't tell me that you 100% confident that you can go over there and beat Jerron Boots Ennis. That's a tall order. You know, and given his mental state, kid can't pull it off. But what he said don't make sense. First, he said contractually, Blase split Estes, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't up to par. So is it the contract or is it the fact that you feel like Devin Haney is his man? All right, is it the fact that you feel like Devin Haney is his man or is it the money? Okay, so was it the contract wasn't met? Was it the money wasn't met? Or is it that you feel like you being set up? Listen to all those excuses. That stuff don't make no sense, man. In one instance, you feel like he'll set you up with Devin Haney, but you'll depend on that same person that you feel like they'll set you up with Devin Haney to set up a fight with you with Jerron Boots Ennis. And all of a sudden, you don't feel like you being set up no more because of the opponents changed. Then that's in your head then. Because if you feel just as comfortable fighting Jerron Boots Ennis and you're not concerned about being set up, but you are with Devin Haney, that's in your head, okay? You freak out about Devin Haney. Nothing else. Let's face it. You never wanted to fight these guys. Let's face it. The only way fighters like Tio get attention is to talk shit about black fighters. But the only way he can keep it is to talk shit about black fighters, but not fight them. Because he realized you sorry sack of assholes out there who claim that y'all love the sport of boxing. Half y'all listen to the boxing just so you could express your dislike for black people. And Tio knows that. I'll talk shit about him, but not fight him. And I'll be just like fighting them to these fucking fight fans. The only reason why anybody ever interviewed Tio or Ryan Garcia is to hear them talk shit about somebody that they feel some kind of way about. It's never to promote their own fucking thing. You notice that? Tio can never just promote his own fucking thing and just do his own fucking thing. Like you see Keyshawn do, like you see Boots do, like you see Tank do. Tio can't never just keep you interested by doing his own thing and by talking about him and what he's going to do. The only way Tio get traction is because he talk about this black fighter that you don't like, that black fighter that you don't like. That's the only reason why he get a traction or an interview. Y'all never ask him about what he got going on personally in his boxing career alone. Y'all only pull T.O. and ask to interview T.O. to ask about Shakur, to ask about Javante Tank Davis, to hear him say something about Boots, or to hear him say something about Crawford. If he's not doing that, nobody is interested in T.O. and what he does and what he says or who he fights. Point blank, period. All right, and this is where we gonna wrap this fool up. You heard him create 3 excuses. All right, contractually, it was a money issue. Then after that, it was his feelings and how he feels about the relationship between Turkey and Haney is. And the other excuse is he's getting mad because they're being promoted. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever 3 or 4 whack excuses that he used. You want to know what's interesting? You hear all those excuses of why this, money, that, blase split. But when his team comes to address the public, they talking about your mental and physical health. Now, hold up for a second. We hearing 8, 11 million turned down. It's not enough money. We're hearing, I got to knock a dude out. We're hearing, oh, well, those 2 are in tight together. So, you know, they might go against me and whatever. We heard all those excuses. Not once have we heard that the time that they suggested for you guys to fight was too soon and you was concerned if you're going to be physically and mentally ready. That is too early of a turnaround for you to pull out. If that really was the case, why couldn't you just say that? And how come your team and you all have 5 different excuses? Okay, you got 3 or 4 yourself. And your team's excuse does not match none of the excuses that you just said. So what are we supposed to believe it is? You need to knock a dude out? The relationship between Turkey? Is it the contract? Is it the money? Or is it your physical and mental? You got every excuse in the world. But I think this one right here is more accurate to the truth. No, the truth is you're really not up to fight him. But the point, if that's the case, how come your management and you are saying two totally different things? You got 3 excuses yourself, and they got an excuse for you as well. T.O. is a flat out fraud. He's a lie. It's sickening to see how jealous he is of these black American boxers. What do you care who they're promoting? Didn't you tell ESPN to keep the black fighters? If they can keep the black fighters, then why do you keep the black fighters' name in your mouth? You worried about the attention that ESPN is showing the black fighters, but what about you? Look at all the attention that you showing and giving, and you're jealous of this and you're jealous of that. Oh, and they show Devin Haney's face and his father's face, and they should be showing mine. Man, shut your insecure ass up, man. That's why your bitch left you for a black dude right now. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all obviously don't know how psychology works. You think females can't pick up on what makes you feel inferior or what intimidates you? You think they don't know? And they're curious of why you feel so insecure around these kind of men. I wonder what it is. Let me go see. Boom, you lose your bitch. Now you out here talking like he suffers from the Paulie Malignaggi disease, and that's called BBC. Both they girls get fucked by a black dude, and all of a sudden they got everything racist to say. Y'all just pathetic, but it ain't gonna stop. More of your females' cheeks is gonna get claps. Women's, wives, daughters, all of that shit. So be mad, die, and go to hell. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.